Sat down today with the Michigan Department of Transportation. Next week is National Work Zone Awareness Week. We know that here in our West Michigan community, we have lost people who have been working on the side of the road and who have been hit and killed in the process. It's unfortunately something that happens every year in every state across the United States. So I talked with them a little bit about why this week puts a special focus on making sure we're all paying attention on the roadways and being cautious of those who are working on the side of the road. Take a listen.
Well, the stats are alarming. It's not just work zones; it's driving in general. But of course, work zones offer new challenges, new configurations, new speeds, new obstacles. But last year in 2024, 16 people lost their lives in work zones. Three of those were workers, 13 were motorists, and about 1,000 people die in traffic crashes every single year just in Michigan. So the numbers are pretty alarming. And National Work Zone Awareness Week is just a week to say, hey, listen, pay attention. The cones are up. The work zones are in place. You really need to pay attention so we all get home safely. And the theme this year is respect the zone so we all get home. So safety professionals from around the country get together. Our event is going to be on the 28th, Monday in Midland at Dow Diamond Field, where the Loons play, the minor league baseball team. So it's a chance for everyone to get together, talk about new legislation, talk about new rules and regulations that are in place to keep workers and motorists safe. But it's an ongoing battle because, half the time motorists aren't even looking through their windshield. And how do you get, people to change their behavior? It's pretty tough because everything we build and design and engineer is all under the assumption and hope that motorists are following the rules, paying attention at all times. And they're not. And it's frustrating.
And just hearing the theme of this year at least is striking to me because, these may seem like run-of-the-mill things that people should be doing, but ultimately, if they're not happening, it's people's lives who are at stake, people who are working to make our community a better place, who then are, having to worry about if they're going to get home at night. That's a horrible thing to even have to think about.
Yeah, working next to, adjacent to live traffic is frightening. I've been out in many work zones, especially on bridges, and it's disturbing to see how fast and how close and how little people are paying attention when they drive so close to these workers. So if there's anything that we can do to get people to pay attention, we're going to do it. So we're trying to be proactive to help reduce work zone crashes because I think there were over 1,600 crashes last year in Michigan work zones, and we have to bring that number down. Many work zones in place. Of course, when there's the open lane and traffic is light, you can get into the open lane. But when things bog down, like on 96 in Ionia County, that's a zipper merge setup. So we want folks to use both lanes so the backups don't extend so far back, because sometimes that happens in a work zone when when congestion exceeds farther back than you think. It can catch people off guard, especially if they're not paying attention, or if they're looking at their phone, or if they're intoxicated or tailgating or anything that they should not be doing. So hopefully we can get people to comply and just pay attention, because it's basic stuff. If people just would drive with focus and patience and work together, it'd be a lot safer for everyone.
Anything else you just want people to be keeping in mind or knowing, obviously this is a week-long thing, but it's important all the time.
Yeah, I like to think of it as a year-long thing every year. So we've got a website called MyDrive, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with, www.michigan.gov/drive. It shows every work zone in the state on US, M, and I routes. So it's pretty helpful and beneficial for everyone's state of mind to know what they're getting into before they hit the road. So, I mean, people are already tuned up when they get behind the wheel anyway. So if they run into a work zone, if they're running late, that's not going to be good for their mental state. So if they know before they go, if they can expect a slowdown, because when things are, flowing, you can get anywhere in Grand Rapids in 15 to 20 minutes. At least that used to be the case. Now with more traffic, that's a little more difficult, especially if there's a work zone with a lane closure or if there's a ramp closure. And again, all those restrictions are listed on our MyDrive site. Very, very handy before you hit the road.